Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another day in the life of, we're gonna call this Citizen in the Verse. I think we're gonna call it Citizen in the Verse. I think a day in the life from miners to specific. We do more stuff around here than just mining, so we'll call it Day in the Life of Citizen in the Verse. It's kind of a mouthful. We'll think of something different. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Today we are gonna go do, I think I'm gonna do some mining in asteroids. I said I was gonna do it. I finally broke down. I would go do asteroid mining. I did have friends tell me that I have been mining asteroid fields all wrong and I need to take myself to the Aran Halo belt and do my mining there. So that's what we're gonna do. He told me where to get there from Everest Harbor, which is where I normally have set up my, I don't know, expeditions from now on. I still sell my stuff at her L2 because I'm not refining really anymore. So that has been my new thing. Something about me, guys, with this whole YouTube thing and Star Citizen, I'm trying really hard not to be like a negative voice within the community. I really want to build community, spark debate, talk about features of the game, talk about stuff going on, try to address the issues, and just promote like a good environment for like everybody to hang out. We talk, we like enjoy some mining or some salvaging or bunkers or whatever it is, you know, we happen to be getting into that day. But I really like the positive aspect, and some people are negative in the comments, and you know what, that's okay. You know, everyone's got their opinion, everyone's got something to say, and I welcome it. I like everyone to voice it. You know, I'm not afraid of people to challenge me in the comments. So thank you guys so much for being an engaged part of the community and watching the videos and just supporting the channel. It's really awesome, and I truly appreciate it. And I'm not going to cut this part out. I know usually I cut out my quantum jumps. My XL YouTube quantum drive is very, very good and gets me everywhere exceptionally quickly, but today we have to manually cut our quantum drive at a certain point. That way we are in the Aran Halo belt, which is right about here. Okay, and we are in the Aran Halo belt. All right, so we are gonna ping and see what we have. So from what I know, so let's see if it'll do what I always talk about it doing. So here we have this giant RS signature, right? Like we are talking 10,000. So that should be a pretty healthy chunk of, whoa, it's just pretty close to. Pretty healthy chunk of rocks. So let's head down here and let's see if they despawn like I've been telling you guys they do. Like look how close I am and I don't see any rocks. And I bet these are just gonna despawn as I get closer. These are really close. Yeah, and now they're gone. Just like that. That is the really frustrating thing that I think I'm gonna submit a trouble ticket for that after this video. Oh, whoa, what the? Did I just hit something? Is that something? I just hit something. There's a little rock there. Oh, whoa, what the? Is this collision alert? What the? See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it despawned while I was here. Alright, so we're after 1700 RS signature. 1720 is a pretty good one. 1720 is actually right what I want. Because different RS signatures have different materials in them for different asteroid types. So I'm very much interested in doing it. But the frustrating part about asteroid mining that I don't like is what I'm doing right now. So we have to go up to one rock, one at a time. I have noticed that with these RS signatures, it is very much that it is the giant signatures that typically fade away. Like I think 5,000 is the sweet spot. Any signature over 5,000, if I get close, it pretty much disappears, is what I've noticed. So it is what it is. I'll submit a trouble ticket for it. I don't know if other people have experienced this or not. Hopefully. Oh, this is ugly. And that's another frustrating part about asteroid mining is I flew all the way over here for a rock with 1,000 mass. That is outlined in yellow, I would like to add. To point out that it is very frustratingly outlined in yellow, so that does have to be sub-fractured before I could actually mine it. There's a 6,000 one. Let's try this one. Let's go ahead, let's get closer to this one. Let's see. If we can actually get close enough to this to actually mine these. Okay, there they are. Let's tilt ourselves here. Oh, no, these are staying. I see them. These don't. Oh, okay. Now this is what I'm talking about. Now they should, as I get, yep, yeah, there they are. Actually come into focus. Because like there's a certain point where like the white diamond goes away when you're like within 2,000 meters, but the rocks don't quite spawn out until about 1,500 meters. So there's this like awkward point that you cannot see the rocks. But okay, let's see what we got. 820 mass. Okay, moving on. There's also a really annoying glitch where you have to get like obscenely close to these rocks to make them spawn. There's 1,000 mass. Okay. This is really only proving my point. You guys really hassle me about asteroid mining, and now I'm asteroid mining, and this is what I have to work with. 2,000 mass. I mean, it's Terranite, which is cool, but these rocks are obscenely tiny. A little switch, come on. Yep, okay. 1,000 mass. Okay. 28% backslide. You know, not bad rocks in terms of what's in them, but very bad rocks in terms of just what is there. 80, let's find a different one. Let's go somewhere else. Not liking these rocks. There's a close one. There's one 8,000 away. 1,700. Yeah, we'll go to 1,700. Let's go there. I mean, sometimes you get lucky and you get like those big rocks, and a lot of the time, like, I don't know, my experience has always been finding really tiny rocks, or finding rocks that just are pure quartz and like inert material, and it's kind of frustrating. It's why I like and prefer mining on the surface of a planet, because when you mine on the surface of a planet, you get that ability that you can find rock clusters. Whoa. And you can ensure maybe in a cluster of like 7, 3 or 4 of them are small, but also some of them are really big. So that's kind of the helpful part here. 8,000 mass, yeah, but it's 33% Bestanite. That's not what I'm after. Where are these solid rocks at? 18s, 18s, 18s. The 17s typically have your highest concentration of like Terranite and Bexalite, and then they all kind of have this chance for Quantanium, so I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, we want top rock. Hit the afterburner. We are in the Great White Mole today because it pops a little bit, you know, with these black background that we're in, so we do want that nice white color so we're not blending into the abyss. It must be close to it. Oh, there it is. Looks pretty small. I mean, we are probably going on 5-10 minutes into this, and I've yet to touch a rock. Call me picky, call me guys whatever you want in the comments. I'm not getting into my laser. There's a point to my mole build, and I'm not getting into a whoa. I'm gonna keep overshooting this rock. I'm not getting into my laser for anything less than like a 10k rock. I need at least 10k to justify going into it. Yeah, okay, you guys make fun of me in the couple comments. Oh, at least it's purple. 600. Oh, okay. Is this, you'd think someone's came by here already. This has been a very unsuccessful run. Okay, we're gonna go way over here. $1,900. No, 1,900 usually have a high probability of gold. No, that's what I'm after. I see it. It looks kind of tiny. Yeah, pretty sure it's tiny. Welcome to Citizen in the Verse, where I'm gonna fly around in my mole and simulate flying in space for the next 25 minutes. Riveting gameplay from the Gray Fox as he whips his mole. Woo! I'm gonna hit one of these rocks and it's gonna be the end of the video. And it's purple. Okay. Not even gonna waste my time on that. Let's go this one. Yeah, any of you guys that tell me asteroid mining is where it's at, you're full of it. I don't know where you are asteroid mining. I have been asteroid mining. Honestly, I haven't even had it this bad before. This is honestly one of my worst runs I think I've ever done when it comes to asteroid mining. Looks kind of bigger. No, it doesn't. Kind of, maybe. Kind of. Maybe. This might be one. This might be an okay one. It'll load. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty decent size. It looks like. Yellow, it's a good sign. Ah, here we go. Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. 28%. Don't know if I could crack that with my back laser. I don't think. Tell you what, we will give it a try. We'll see if our back laser can break it. I mean, the mass is on par, the resistance is not. I mean, at least we're getting like X-Light, so we're getting some good stuff out of this one. You know, we'll get a pretty healthy amount of SCU from it. Probably like once it mixes with titanium, fill up a third of our mole. But I'm kind of sad with the rocks we've ran into so far. I usually don't have this terrible of luck when I'm out mining. So this is a bit of normal, kind of disheartening, but we're gonna get through it. So this is my laser that does not have a focus 3 on it. Back this up to 100. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. That's pretty good. This is a bit stronger than I thought. Anyone who doubts my build, this is a support laser in the back, and it is cracking a 12K rock, not even at full power. And it has 20% resistance. That's pretty significant. That's a pretty hefty rock. This is 28% terranite, so we're pushing almost 20 SCUs of it. That's pretty good. So easily cracking that with next to no power. And it's gonna require a whole bunch of sub breaks, which is really frustrating. That's the stuff I talk about that they need to like change with these laser powers. Like, these are size 2 lasers. This is come on, man, this is 1900 mass, and you're really gonna make me break that? What are these splits? 70% terranite? Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, whoa, that was close. Ooh, that was close. Probably gonna get rid of some of that rock. I'll just go ahead and take all of this. This is gonna be mostly terranite, I assume. Well, that looks like all titanium. No, yeah, it is all titanium. Okay, so we do not want that. Glad I stopped. Save myself some trouble, some ore space. 88%. Solid. Yeah, be careful of these rocks in these servers, because they will sneak up on you just like that. Not gonna let this one pull me again. No, not a second time. No, there we go. Look at that. Beautiful finesse. 10 out of 10. I'm the best miner in the game. That's it. I'm the best miner in the game. Solid break. High resistance, pure Terranite. Little tricks of the trade as you mine for longer periods of time. You start to learn like what the stats look like on a pure rock. So like 50% is what natural Terranite looks like if it is pure, and it's 100% Terranite, it will have a 50% resistance rating. So by the time the resistance populates, I kind of already know if it's going to be where I want it, or by how high it is. So the closer it is to 50%, the purer of a Terranite it is. So like the other one was like, what, 44 or something? So pretty good, but I knew it wasn't going to be pure. It was the 66-33 split that it was. So, you know, it is what it is. 10%, so it's going to be really low. Actually, it's titanium, so there you go. We're at 13 SCUs almost to Terranite, so pretty close to pure. All right, 5%. We do not care about a 5% rock. Wish them all kind of had a little tractor beam. I think the tractor beam would be really helpful. 7%. Okay, so these aren't even really worth cracking. All right, so we got 16 SCUs. Luckily, titanium has a really good cluster factor, and if you don't know what cluster factor is and you haven't really applied it, the Optimax gives you a 60% cluster factor if you slap it onto a rock. But some materials have, well, all materials have an innate cluster factor. Some are lower or higher than others. The lower that number is, it basically kind of pollutes the rock that it's in. So let's say something like iron has a really low cluster factor, which is really annoying, because that means that when you crack a rock with iron in it, it's a high likelihood that iron is going to make its way into every other subfracture, which is a big pain in that, as you might expect, is a huge pain. So I hate it. I don't like when it does that, personally. And I hate mining iron, particularly because it's like one of the least valuable minerals. I'm sure it's going to be very valuable for crafting and base building, but I absolutely hate it for something that you refine and sell. It's pretty worthless. Hurston won't even buy it, and I do all my business at Hurston. So again, why would I bother mining something like that? But titanium, on the other hand, titanium has a fantastic cluster factor. And as you saw there, Terranite doesn't have an awful one, it has an okay one, but because titanium's cluster factor is so good, it actually helps you, because while you might have a low cluster factor, or at least not as good on something like Terranite, the titanium's cluster factor is so good that the titanium likes to stick together. So when you do those subfractures, it actually breaks way better than anything else. This is almost 8,000. We'll get out for that. What's our distance from the rock? 70. All right, let's raise this up. Let's get out of the seat. But a little thing about cluster factor, that's like the big thing, and that's part of mining when you scout out rocks. And I'm especially doing it here with asteroid mining, since I kind of have a bit more free reign to roam. It's a bit easier to fly out, in space than it is in Atmo with a mole. That I'm kind of like, oh, I fly over. Okay, the rock is too small, which is kind of generally my thing for right now. I know what RS signature I want, and I know what materials I want. So because I know that, it's very easy for me to be picky and be like, all right, if it does not have the size that I'm looking for, which is as close to 10K as I can get it, then I just won't mine it. Like, it's not worth the time to get out of the turret, go to the back, or down the ladder to hop into a turret and break it and do all that stuff. Whoa. Actually got really lucky there. It kind of glitched out and didn't actually affect the charge window like it was supposed to. That was super laggy. No, 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 no. I bet that's got all the backslide in it too. That was very strange. That was nowhere close to nowhere close to supposed to fracture right then. That was kind of concerning. Yep, that piece that went out of focus is 100% and have all the backslide in it. See, but look at these rocks. These are, you know, 2,000 mass rocks, and I don't have to break them. But I did have to break the 17K rock. You see what I'm saying? See what I mean about this inconsistency with rock mass and what has to be fractured and what does not? Very, very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. There's 200. Yeah. Since I cannot see much backslide in all these rocks, I am going to assume it is all in that rock there. Normally wouldn't take 25% backslide. I'm going to take it here just because it's better than, I mean, nothing. 4%. It's probably not going to be great. Yeah. Great. Yep. All the backslides in that rock up there. And that is a very frustrating ism right now that I'm going to have to do. Where I'm going to have to move my entire ship to get to that rock. Alright, well, let's go do it since it's got all the backslide in it. Because I only got a handful of 4 SCUs out of that. And I should have gotten at least probably 10 to 15 total from that rock. And I could not have broken any more inconveniently. Well, let's take a gander at her before we get out, and let's see exactly what was. Well, it does not. It's at 40%. It's got like an SC in it. I think it must have blew up the rest of it. I guess. Kind of a waste of time, but that's okay. That is okay. Let's find us another one and let's head on over. Good flight practice. That's what this is. Oh. Kind of gauge how close I am based on the scan strength. I still don't see the rock, kind of concerning. Still don't see it. I'm willing to bet this is gonna be really small. Little pilot trick there. Yeah, it looks pretty pipsqueaky. Come on. Come on. Yeah, it's purple. Yeah, that was pipsqueaky. Oh, it was kind of tiny. 18, 720, 1870, 1750, 1850, 1720. Go ahead and give this a spin. This is just not my day, is it? And this rock is looking pretty tiny.
Mining mode on. Mining mode off.
Well, maybe not.
Mining mode on.
Yeah, it's too harsh on you. Or not.
Mining mode off.
Come on. Come on. Skin. Come on. Can I just get one rock that's like 20k? Honestly, I'd be super stoked if I could get a rock that was like 20k. Oh my goodness.
Mining mode off.
Killing me. Killing me. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We got a 5K-er. We got a 5K-er. Oh, I see him. I'm not taking him out of my sight. You guys see him? It's these ones right here. These ones? Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Look at that perfect stop. Beautiful. Now these look hefty. These are promising looking. Little pair right here. Can you imagine like some of these giant asteroids you might be able to break with arrastra one day? Could be pretty cool, right? It's gonna be just massive hunk of asteroids that the arrastra is gonna be able to break one day. Here we go. 30% gold. That's not bad. 30% gold means that that's going to be like, let's see, 10 or 15 SCUs. Okay. So we will park this like right here. We will go up. Tilt her up a little bit. Like right there. Turn slightly left. And then that should be good, and then that should give us access to both of these rocks. See, now we're talking. See, this isn't so bad. That's all I wanted. I just wanted, you know, 2 rocks, decent size. It only took us like 30 minutes to get to this point. I do think I'm gonna call it at these 2 rocks, though. Like, I don't think I'm gonna go to find any more. This took way too long. Way too long. Come on. Where's it at? Nope, not that one. Come on. Come on. Don't be shy. There we go. Yeah. I'll turn my power down before I charge this rock into oblivion. See, now we have a phenomenon here that is really instability related. So this build on this rock should be able to break up to 30k when the stampede is active. But now we have a rock with very low resistance, 21k mass, that isn't moving. Now if I turn on the stampede, it should probably jump up. Well, there we go. Yep, and there she goes. Now we've only added 35% power to this, right? But we have significantly changed how much it is charging, right? We went from like not moving at all to steadily climbing. So that is why I have a stampede, because sometimes it's not so much the 35% power, it's the drop in instability that really changes like your ability to charge. And sometimes that's all you need. Like sometimes you'll find that like once you do this, and that is the power of the helix, that you can just kill the power like that, and it makes the optimal window a little bit bigger, and that is like a superpower for a miner, that you can just stop mining it and poof, like you're instantly out of the overcharge zone. So if you're not a veteran miner, you're not really quite used to it, that is a really helpful tool to kind of cheat the system a little bit. I think we could just go ahead and break this one. Yeah, we could just go ahead and break this one. We might as well. There's no point in like getting in the rear one, and the rear laser might not be able to like break it or something. Might as well just go ahead and give it a break. Obviously not going to take the stampede, but see, we're maybe 10k mass less, but we're at 40% power charging this, right? We're not even like very high at all, like barely over the minimum. And this is charging pretty steadily, right? Like this is not charging slowly at all. And that's the finicky part about mining, you know. It takes a little bit of practice, takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you really get the feel for it, you can start to really hone in on what you're doing. The Helix is a powerful laser, and you have to be very, very careful with all this muscle you're pushing because it can just flip on you so fast. I am playing on an Xbox controller. A lot of people find that quite weird, which is fair. You know, I kind of find it weird too. All right, yellow, purple, purple, purple. No. Okay, we'll see what these purples are before I hop back in a rear seat. Not surprised this needs subfracture. Typically with gold does not have a great cluster factor, so a lot like iron, it kind of splits itself everywhere, which is, I don't really like mining gold for that reason, because you see what it does? It splits itself up in all these different rocks, and it has such a terrible, not cluster factor, but mass to SCU ratio. Like I think it's like 400 or something mass of gold just to get one SCU, and it doesn't really make it worth it. I mean, look at this one. See, like all these rocks are seemingly going to have like 20% gold in all of them. You'd be very lucky to have one that doesn't. The almost 20%, a little over 20%. What's this one going to have? Probably a little over 20%. 50%. So got lucky there. But when I break that 50% rock, like it's probably all going to be, oh, that's really annoying. Well, might as well go hop in a beer laser. All those are yellow. But you see what I mean? You're gonna have to go do all these like sub breaks and stuff, and this is where my mole build, if you haven't watched my video, like go give it a watch. Like it's like the first 10 minutes I talk about the build anyway. And this build is very good for solos because you have the front laser that's really powerful, and you have that rear laser, or both rear lasers that are built for different things. One's built for charge rate and charge window expansion, so you can do, you know, the breaks in the back much easier when you're doing little breaks. It's meant to be kind of a secret weapon. Like I'll show you. So this is my sub break laser, where it makes it really easy to break the littler rocks because it has a focus 3, which increases your charge window size, but also drops the laser power by 5%, which is really helpful when you're doing these sub breaks because you don't want to overpower the rocks. So you want that little bit of power taken away. This is a great. Okay, well, while I'm here, I'm just gonna go ahead and break these, and then after I break these, I'll go move my ship to. Well, I might not need to move it. I could probably just hop on the other side to break the other ones. I just kind of want to use this laser. Because you get that nice big giant charge window, and you got the torrent 3, which is gonna make it charge faster. You've got a bigger charge window. You have less laser power, so it really just lends itself to these, you know, little sub fractures that you're going to be doing, where it, you know, you're not like struggling here to, you know, desperately keep it in the sun. Because you try to do this with the Helix, oh my god, you would be so stressed out. The charge window, your optimal charge window would be so small. And one of those rocks went way out of the way anyway. But your charge window would be so small, and you would just be desperately fighting against your laser power, trying your best, your little best to not overcharge this rock and desperately just crack it. And sometimes it breaks really nice like that, and then sometimes it shoots it just out of view of my laser. Which, I mean, if you had a crew, obviously not really a issue you're too worried about, but when you're a solo miner, a really annoying inconvenience that occurs when you're sitting there trying to mine. Not the life of a solo miner. Not great at all. I'm just gonna go ahead and take these. We're gonna break all these rocks anyway. I might as well just absorb everything I can. Oh, wait. Take every little morsel I can. Sorry about that. I actually filled up my PC storage while I was filming. So really go down to a laser and absorb or crack a 3 or 4K rock for what? You know, it's not worth the hassle it's going to take and the time it's going to take to go down there and do that. You might as well just fly off and find a different rock. Sucks, heavily inconvenient, not the funnest thing in the world, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. Oh, what's this one? I think I missed this one earlier. 3K rock that I do not have to break. 27% gold. Okay. And be careful. Oh my gosh, another purple one. Did I scan this one earlier? I don't think I did. 22%. Yeah, this is just fracturing in the most annoying ways possible. Let's go hop in the other side. Let's go crack those other rocks. Get them sucked up. And we'll probably fill up off this 2 rocks right here, which is generally surprising. I did not expect to do that. I thought for sure that I wasn't going to fill up off these, but we will. I mean, this trip is probably going to be worth like, I don't know, 100. I'd say at most maybe like 150 at most, raw 150. I have stopped refining. One kind of in protest of the outlandish refining costs at these refineries. I mean, they think they can just charge us an arm and a leg, you know, all the time. Like, what gives? Oh, and that is all copper, so I don't even care about that rock anyway. 0.03% Exolite. You can have it, boss. Do not want that rock at all. That's a pretty okay one. All right. So I mean, you're pretty okay. If I'd have threw a Optimax on this rock, I probably would have got very, very, very clean breaks. Probably like some 80, 100% Bexlite type rocks out of it. Because I mean, we already have some solid 50, 40%ers. Like, that's exactly what you're looking for. Oh. Be careful with this one. Just feathering the trigger. I want that extra charge rate in there so I can get it going a little bit quicker. 53%. Okay, and solid. We'll take that. I mean, we've got a fair amount of Terranite, gold, and Dex. We've got a fair bit. 66%. I wish they would make builds so you could like take out, like, pretty much get rid of all inert material. Like, you could filter it like 90%. That would be a pretty awesome build. Like 90% get rid of your inert material, or do a build where you could just absorb, you know what I mean, like a rock without having to fracture it, like this one, right? It's 12. I think it's definitely mass to SC ratio that drives it. Like, I've gathered that much. Like, I get that. Like, I understand it. Like, it is 100% driven by whether, like, how, like, it's 12 SCUs and 1400 mass. Like, that is why I have to fracture this rock. Like, I get that. I totally understand. But if I could build a laser to extract a rock just without fracturing, that fits that category, would be so much better. Because one, it would add a variety to the gameplay loop. Because, you know, sure, like, I could 100% just, you know, take the rock as is, and that would cut down so much time on me as a miner and make my loop much shorter. I guess I'm not going to fill this up like I thought it was. And it would make my life so much quicker, and I wouldn't have to fracture as many rocks. But I have to take on the junk, right? I have no choice but to take on the junk. And by doing that, it reduces time, but it also reduces profit. But you know, that's the trade-off you would take. You know, there's different, you could have a mining loadout where you are trying to break, you know, the biggest rock possible like I do, and then you could have a support laser, or you could have a, damn it, I tried, or you could have a laser setup where you know, can filter out all inert materials, like a really handy support laser. Or you could have a laser that can just suck up rocks, like a souped up helix laser that, you know what, you can just suck up all the rocks that you want and not worry about it. You know, you don't need any sub fractures, you can just take them as is. So the potential's there, like you definitely have the ability. It's just, you know, they just have to do it. They just have to do it. You know, just do it. Come on, Sig, just do it. Like, I'm helping you refine the mining loop here. Just do it. All you have to do is say yes. I don't trust this laser. I don't trust this rock. It's way too tiny. This rock is playing with me. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Solid. Alright, I'm actually going to scan these two rocks to see where how they're split. Okay. Alright, we definitely want that. Good solid Bexlite there. Okay, so, you know, we got 20 Bexlite, 14 gold, 13 Terranite. I mean, this, all in all, not the worst load ever, but definitely not the best. I mean, 15 SCUs of inert material is not something I generally would accept, to be honest with you. Not anywhere close to what I'm after. Man, this video has turned out way longer than it wanted to be. Let's skedaddle. So I will turn on my XL YouTube quantum drive here and spare you guys the trip back, the lonely trip back to her L2. But I mean, this is Star Citizen, right? Like this is what you expect Star Citizen to be, you know, kind of being genuine and like authentic gameplay. I know this video is kind of going out way longer than it normally does, but this is what you expect, right? There we go. Much better. So as I was saying, this is, you know, the Star Citizen experience. You know, you plan to go out, you plan to do one thing, and when you actually get out and you do it, it does not go according to plan at all, right? Like that is not what happens in the slightest. So I truly, it's annoying, it's frustrating. It's why I don't asteroid mine. Well, there's a couple reasons I don't. One is for everything we experienced today. If they could fix the bundles, where if you go to a bundle of like 8 rocks, it doesn't despawn, I would definitely probably do it more. But just off that fact alone, like flying up to individual rocks is not it for me. So I hate flying up to individual rocks. I think that needs to be fixed. I think the rock masses need to be fixed because the patch said asteroid mining was meant to be for the mole, and it is not, right? What you saw there was 100% for the prospector, and that's just, it makes the mole kind of useless now. Like, it's helpful, I think, for planet side mining, to be honest, in the mole, because you have the ability to have 3 separate lasers to do 3 separate things instead of the mole, instead of the prospector's 1, and you have the ability to hold 3 times the amount, twice the amount if you upgrade it to mole bags on the prospector, but still 3 times the amount stock on the mole than the prospector. So immediately that is way better, you know, by far. And 3 separate lasers, I mean, that's just a better deal. Let's be real, it's a way better deal. I would take that deal all day, every day. And I don't know, with space mining, like, I don't know, it feels kind of dreary, like just being out there, like, it's kind of boring, you know. There's no sunrise, there's no sunset, there's no terrain, there's no trees, there's no grass, there's no mountains, no landscape there. I mean, there's nothing, you know. You're just in the vacuum of space mining, which, sure, like, I think some people enjoy that, and if that's your thing, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if it's your thing, it's your thing. But